Yeah, rock and roll. I didn't feel a dream, if you know what I mean. When the mist just starts to clear, in a similar way, at the end of today, I can feel the sound of writing on the wall. It cries for you. It's the least that you can do. Like a spiral on the wine, I can hear you screaming in my mind. Long live rock and roll. Long live rock.
Hello, it's Nancy Wilson, and you are listening to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circuit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. My name is Lou Lombardi, a.k.a. Ludini, and we have something really special for you guys today. We have another interview with Nancy Wilson. Yes, that Nancy Wilson from Heart. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Her new band is Roadcase Royale. Latest out, their first album, First Things First, is out, and it's really great. And we're going to talk all about that. You're going to learn. You're going to hear all kind of cool stuff about that. You're going to. Nancy gave me 25 minutes. Today, and we had a really great talk, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to play for you guys, but we need to do a little business first. First of all, you are listening to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. That website is ludinirockandrollcircus.com. Please check that often for new podcasts, interviews, music podcasts, all kind of great information. Also, I know there's a lot of musicians that listen to our podcast, and so I created something special for the musicians out there that are looking for better ways to leverage the internet, okay, to create more powerful, more engaged fan bases. And I've been at this thing for a really long time. I've been working on internet marketing for like over 12 years. I've taken everybody's course. I've read, the hundreds of books and videos and everything on it. So I work with a really powerful team of people as well. So I know of what I speak. So if you are interested in that, please contact me or get a hold of me at loulombardimusic.com/morefansnow. loulombardimusic.com/morefansnow. There's some great information on that page. You can get signed up for a free coaching call, and I'll work with you. And I have several different packages that we can help you with, put together, even some custom stuff, done for you stuff. There's a lot of stuff we can do, a little bit different than what a lot of the other so-called coaches are doing out there for you guys. So loulombardimusic.com/morefansnow. All right, guys, I don't want to keep you on too long or, build the suspense too much, but I had a great talk with Nancy Wilson from Heart and Roadcase Royale, and we're going to get into it. Somewhere in the middle there, we're going to break in, and I'm going to play a song from Roadcase Royale so you guys can hear it. This is a little bit in the background of what it sounds like right now, but we'll get to it. All right, guys, without any further ado, Miss Nancy Wilson.
Okay, here we go. All right, Nancy Wilson. Everybody knows Nancy Wilson from Heart, of course, but there's Roadcase Royale, and which is your new project. So instead of telling your whole life story, which you've probably told a million times, why don't we pick it up? Fast forward to 2015. You guys you and your sister Hart are going to do the Hollywood Bowl, and you're looking for an opening act. And this is really kind of how it started.
Exactly.
So why don't you tell us a little bit how that got going?
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible thing. We were racking our brains to figure out who's going to open for us at the Hollywood Bowl for 2 nights. And the usual sort of LA suspects, were kind of ready to go. But then people said, you got to hear this girl, the Fallon Show. And so we tuned in. We found the Fallon Show. We saw Liv Warfield sing. At the time, she was a Prince protege. This song called "Why Do You Lie," with such attitude and presence and just devastating power that we were like, "Whoa, my God, we got this girl coming over for us." And she said yes. And so when we to do those songs together with her band at the time called Blackbird with Ryan Waters, the current leading out there. We hit it off, and we were like, geez. She was like, you guys are such a big rock band, and I feel kind of confined a little bit by the R&B of what I normally do. I want to rock more. But that's funny because I love the R&B thing. So why don't we talk about putting something together? And we kind of went, okay, well, we like each other, we're fast friends. Let's see the people that actually do something that they say they're going to do and actually do it.
Okay.
And when we did that, it was just a natural progression of us. And I had three guys from Heart, and she and Ryan Waters, her guitar player, we just burned it up immediately. We were writing songs, started an album before we even got on a tour.
Wow.
So it's super fun, really inspiring.
Well, let me ask you a question. So the guys get in the band. You get in a room together. You and Liv and Dan and Chris and Ben and Ryan all in a room together. What's the first thing you guys jam out on? What's the what? Because like I would be what? That's the thing I'd want to know. What are these like amazing musicians? What's the first thing they're going to do?
Yeah. Well, I've kind of planned ahead because we didn't know each other too well.
Okay.
And we made a commitment. It's sort of like, okay, there's all these kind of just semi-strangers in a room together, which is like kind of an intimate rehearsal space.
Yeah.
Not exactly knowing, how that was going to sound or feel. And my plan was to take a song that wasn't anyone's original. And I had an idea from this Colin Hay song called Hold On to My Hand that I've been Pandora, which is just a naked acoustic version of a really cool song that I figured we could paint the colors on this song and make it our own and see what it's like to build a song that exists with these players and, most of which are producers too. So
yeah.
How do we work together? How do we arrange together? How do we produce together? And, paint music on a canvas together. And the first thing that happened was just great. It was like, okay, they agree. We all have the same ideas, and we all know how to accomplish what we're all trying to get to. There's no sort of ego trips or power trips and somebody trying to, be the big leader. So that was refreshingly different in the world of rock, because normally you encounter that. You step on toes before you even knew where the toes were.
So you're not the boss, is what you're saying.
Well, I've normally sort of was a leader in the parts a lot of time, musical director and stuff, producer-wise too, and cheerleader-wise. But with this group of experienced musicians, writers, producers too, it takes some of the pressure off of me to kind of, scrape it all together and have a big trajectory for everyone to follow, which is really a great thing for me. In some ways, I kind of lead the charge because I needed to get a band together because it was something that, for me as a person, I needed to try to go somewhere new. And so because I bring sort of power of having worked in the industry in the Heart band for so long, I bring a lot of visibility to this new band. So it's like, in that way, I guess I can say I'm a bit of a founder, if partial leader of this new band.
You guys covered or remade rather a couple of the classic Heart tunes. on the album.
Yeah.
These dreams and Even It Up, brilliant, great songs, of course. How did you arrive at those two out of the huge, giant Heart catalog that's out there? What made you pick those
Yeah.
two?
Well, there's, you know, when we put together our original material that came together quickly, we realized we needed at least one more rocker, and that also that having something familiar to Heart fans would probably be really appealing, kind of like a calling card for Heart fans to like, hey, look over here. It's also a song I can sing. A lot of those songs my sister sang are way out of my range, anybody's range.
Of course.
So, yeah, so and These Dreams was a natural because I always had sung that one to begin with. And then, but the reinterpretation of These Dreams, I mean, I'm really pleased with These Dreams, bringing Liv into some of the sections of the song, gives it a dimension, and it feels like a more sort of undated, honest, true sort of version of that song for me now. And Even It Up the same way. It started out, I wrote it as an acoustic jam that sort of mistakenly became a song. I was just going to have an intro, acoustic intro. It became Even It Up. So that one came all the way back to an acoustic groove where it started off in the first place. Fun.
Yeah, it sort of makes a full circle.
Yeah.
You guys have some amazing stuff on this album. I mean, there's not a snoozer on it. And I love the,
Thank you.
because it was a lot of people who've been in the business, and we're not going to mention anybody, but a lot of people who are in the business a long time, they have a problem when they go to do something new. They can't seem to find that freshness, but this record doesn't sound like this. This record sounds like today. Even if it wasn't, you from Heart and all those, it would be like, oh, this would be a great record. I cranked this up whether I knew who it was or not. So you guys really hit something really awesome here. And I want to talk about some more of the songs on here. I love the R&B based stuff like Get Loud. There's just great stuff. But I wanted to talk about, because I'm a rock and roll guy. And I wanted you to talk about, there's two in particular I want you to talk about, and that is the Dragon. Let's talk about that song.
Oh, yeah. It was so interesting with that song because when we, in the 90s in Seattle, when we went home after the 80s and met all those cool guys in those bands like Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and Boots and Chains, and became close with them, not only did we feel like there was a brotherhood and a cool community of musicians there in Seattle supporting each other, typical competitive vibe industry type towns, then it was really a beautiful homecoming for us. And when I saw our friend Lane Staley sort of starting to fade on us, he was going down fire there. Everybody saw it coming, and it really came for a long time that he was going to leave us, and she just couldn't get out of it. So that's when I started the song, before he was even gone.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it just never translated to Heart, and so I still needed one more part to finish the song, so I put it on my shelf. And people always remembered it. It was one of the fan favorites. Like, when are you ever going to do the Dragon? I was like, well, when I can finally finish it, I guess. So when I got the new band together with Roadcase Royale, I was like, you guys, you're great. Everybody in this band is a good writer. So would one of you guys help me out with a bridge? Where's that confounded bridge? So Dan actually took it overnight as his assignment. Came back with a great little, simple, perfect thing to plug into the song, and it was finished. So, but by the time it came out, it was also not just for Lane Staley, but so many people like Chris Cornell and the unfortunate dedications that you have to make for
Yeah.
that song to those people.
Yeah, of course.
But it's such a Seattle sounding song. Those kind of dissonant chords are straight out of the streets of Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys feel, I mean, you said that, you loved it when you came back in the 90s and you saw this sort of groundswell happening in your hometown. Did you guys,
Yeah.
did it make you guys want to, go out and, rock again? Or did you kind of feel like, well, no, this is the new guard and they're taking over? Like, what was the sort of, internal sort of reaction to that?
Well, internally we were really kind of frustrated by the end of the 80s, like pop culture just was in general. Everybody's like, okay, too much big hair, too much hairspray, too many, too much spandex, and too much posers. So we got home to Seattle where the authentic guitar-driven rock was starting all over again out of the basement, and it was so refreshing and inspiring for us to see that happen. And especially we were super relieved when those guys were not thumbing their noses at us and saying, "Oh, you guys were such, dinosaur posers from the 80s." They remembered our earlier stuff that they kind of cut their own teeth on from the 70s and the late 70s and the early 80s. So, we came back to some music appreciation friends that knew our stuff and knew our early work too. And like me and Derek and Trail started jamming one night, and he's like, "Show me the instrument to this for my room." I was like, "How cool is that?" If he knows that song. After the 80s, you figure the original stuff has got lost in the shuffle somehow, But those guys knew that, appreciated us, and we were so glad for that. So we got tight with them.
Yeah. Well, that's and that's great that you have that kinship, and it keeps and the younger people always kind of challenge you too, because they're always looking at it from a different direction, and it makes you grow as well. That you can, and the fact that you can jam with those guys, it helps to develop your music as well, of course.
Yeah, and then we made our band for a while there. It was called the Love Mongers. We took it to clubs, and Chris Cornell got up and sang songs with us sometimes, different guys from those bands. And we just took it all the way, no record company, no management company, just, guerrilla, ground up rock stuff that we were doing. And of course, it was really cost us a lot of money to try to do it that way, but we had to do it anyway.
Yeah. So just a period of sort of reinventing.
All right, guys, I want to jump in here. We're going to do a couple little things. First of all, you are listening to Lou Dini Rock and Roll Circus. That is LouDiniRockandRollCircus.com. And you're listening to my interview with the not just a rock superstar, but literally a rock legend, one of the inventors of what rock was really ultimately going to become, Nancy Wilson. So I'm really excited to have had a chance to talk with her. I think I've said that already. Anyways, what I want to do right now is I want to play a jam. We were talking about this song, and I definitely want you guys to check it out. This is The Dragon. Her and I this is a song we were talking about that she wrote as a dedication to Lane Staley. So check it out, The Dragon by Roadcase Royale on the Lou Dini Rock and Roll Circus.
Jimmy's in a lifeboat, trying to stay afloat. His hands are in his pockets, his heart is in his throat. Jimmy builds a fire on a block of ice. Jimmy's turning left, but the world is turning right. Behind the old arcade, searching for the holy water, gonna cool he's crazy. Daddy doesn't care. Baby's in the bathroom fixing up his hair. There, rushing on Egyptian river, anywhere the current takes. Dirty old river down where the dragon waits. Don't you go down, Jimmy, Jimmy, where the dragon waits. Don't you go down, Jimmy, Jimmy, where the dragon waits. You never know, you never know, you never know. You never know, you never know, you never know. Don't you go down, Jimmy, Jimmy, where the dragon waits. Oh, don't you go down. No, 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 no. Where the dragon waits. You never know, you never know, you never know. You never know, you never know, you never know. You never know, you never know, you never
I want to talk a little bit more about, or it's been talk about reinventing. You know, you and your sister start a band in the 70s, and it becomes, well, it becomes Heart, like one of the biggest things ever. Okay,
Right.
and now we're back. Now it's like so many years later. It's we're in the late of the second decade of the 21st century, and you're starting another band. So what is the climate like? What's it like to start a band now as opposed to the 70s?
Well, yeah, that's an amazing question because, I'm a little shocked that I wanted to do this at this time, when there's a lot of other ways it could go for me. But as far as what's meaningful to me and what I really know how to do is music. And because, Heart's kind of whatever it is for a while, I don't know what it is exactly right now. I knew the only way I'd keep my sanity, it would be to build something fresh and do something viable at all, but something from the ground up all over again. And because Liv and Ryan are so inspirational as singers, players, musicians, all around performers, and my guys are so familiar. We just have shorthand. We have ESP, my three art guys. And when we saw how well it was going, as soon as we tried stuff out, it's like, okay, I'm lost to this flame, and I'm flying straight in. Here we go. We were lucky enough to get an opening slot for Bob Seger, which Heart turned it down for Heart. So I was like, Roadcase Royale. They said,
We'll
they
do
said,
it.
well, show us your, well, maybe we could look at your video and see what you're doing. They're like, wow, they loved our stuff. And
Yeah.
so then we're going to call it Nancy Wilson's Heart. And then we're going to let you open her box. Like, that's right. You can play live.
So speaking of that, the tour is in a little bit of a hiatus because Bob had some health problems, and we wish him a speedy recovery. I heard that, according to his Twitter today, he's recovering well. So what's the plan then for the tour and everything? Are you guys paused as well, or what's the plan?
Yeah, we were paused as well because we can't be doing other stuff when he's ready to go back out.
Gotcha.
But we've got a few little irons on the fire, going for other sort of projects meanwhile, but we're on a holding pattern to get back to that amazing show that was happening with Bob Seger. I mean, our two bands were just such a good match, and everybody was out watching everybody else every night.
Oh, cool.
Like, woohoo! And every single show was sold out. And by the time we got out there and started our thing, because security is so much tighter, everybody was mostly in there in those big arenas when we even pretty much started our own set. And then they heard the heart songs they wanted to hear, and it was a love fest. And so, you cannot beat Bob Seger for an amazing rock show.
Yeah.
So we're just like, we're really waiting. Can't wait to get back out there.
You guys are going to get back out there, and I really hope to, because I'm in the Pittsburgh area, and I'm really hoping you guys come to Pittsburgh because I want to come and rock out with you.
Nice.
We don't have too much time left, but I want to ask some. I have my fans, like, I was polling them, like, what do you want me to ask Nancy? Okay, so the question that came up was, because we were all talking and we were going, like, in our minds, you were like the first lady of rock guitar, like electric, up there rocking out hard with an electric guitar. There were some, Joni Mitchell was playing guitar and singing, and there was different people like that. So, and I think Susie Quattro may have come around maybe a couple of years before you guys did. So, but being, I mean, I'm not, at the time, I mean, it was field dominated by guys. So what was your sort of thought or did you care, or you just like, screw it, I'm going to rock hard? Like, what was your sort of thought there with, like, I'm a girl, but I'm going to rock? Like, do you have any influences or inspirations? Or
Yeah, it's more real even now than you would think, there was ever going to be, to see somebody up there just in a rock band, rocking a big guitar. Main thing, too, that people always say is, like, how can you be up there rocking a big electric and maintain your femininity at the same time? And I'm like, well, I guess I had a strong mother because, she never discouraged me or my sister Ann to be just demure around men or to, do what you're told, or do what's expected of women to do around because there's men around. I think also being in a military family, we were Marine Corps brats.
okay.
And our family moved around as a tight little unit together for, many, many years growing up. And so we learned that there's strength in the teamwork and hanging together with your platoon, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So we kind of always approached it in that way. And we never were gender specific about being rock singers or players or writers or folk people. We were just trying to be rockers, which coming out of the late 60s and 70s eras made it a lot more, friendly, like things were possible like that. At Janice, it was pre-MTV mentality.
Yes.
So we just didn't think there was any problem just going ahead and doing that. And as we've come along from there, more recently, people are like, You became pioneers for other women. I'm like, we did? He goes, oh, I'm glad we did. Didn't realize it at the time. But that's a really good byproduct of just getting out there and being brave and strong.
Well, I mean, the Heart's music was just great. Period. It didn't you weren't like, oh, they're good for girls. I mean, like nobody was, we never thought that.
Right.
We were all like, we just, when you come on, you would hear Led Zeppelin, Bad Company, Heart, Kansas, whatever. And this was just another great band you would hear on the radio. And, it was really exciting. And, I'm loving the fact that the new record sounds so good. Nancy, and I'm really excited for you that you guys are doing this. I have a gazillion more things I'd like to talk to you about, but we're kind of running low on time. So why don't you?
Thanks, Lou. Though it's really fun to talk about music any old time.
So before.
All right, folks, that's it. That is my interview with the amazing, incomparable. How do you follow that up with anything else? Miss Nancy Wilson from Roadcase Royale and Heart, of course. One of the things that we didn't get around to doing because we were having so much darn fun talking about music was to actually A, plug the website, and B, tell you like everybody who's in the band. So first of all, the website is roadcaseroyale.com. Go there. There's some great videos. There's a lot of cool stuff there, photos. You can get all the tour information. Their tour is on a little wee bit of a hiatus because they were touring with Bob Seger, and Bob has a couple little health issues, but from what I understand, he's on the mend and they're going to be going back out real soon, so watch out for that. Hopefully they come to my town, Pittsburgh. In addition to Nancy Wilson being in Roadcase Royale, the other members are just amazing. Liv Warfield and Ryan Waters are alumni of the New Power Generation Prince's band. So that's like amazing. And then Dan Rothschild on bass, Ben Smith on drums, and Chris Joyner on keyboards. Now, these guys are from Heart. So you've got Heart meets Prince. Pretty cool, right? So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that because they're amazing players. And I'm just really impressed with this record, as you heard me say there on the podcast. LudiniRockAndRollCircus.com is the website, so check that often. Also, really excited, guys. You helped us become in the top 5. We've been floating around the 1 through 5 on iTunes podcasts for the past month or so. Thank you so much. Please like and share. Please share the podcast around. One more thing, if you are a musician, I have something for you. You want to go to LouLombardiMusic.com/more fans now. That is LouLombardiMusic.com/more fans now. I'll give you a free coaching call and you can benefit from the 12 years or so of internet and direct response marketing experience that I have. Guys, so check that out. That's for you guys out there that want to grow your fan bases and get your fans more engaged. Thank you so much. LudiniRockAndRollCircus.com is the website. Catch you on the next podcast.